Good morning, everybody. I thought we'd take a second today to walk down here and look at just kind of overlook the job we just finished cutting. You can see we're walking back on one of our log roads, and it kind of goes, this property kind of funneled into this deep draw here. And you can see, like I said, all we do is selective harvesting. So there are tons and tons of residual trees left, good sized trees that will grow into something down the road so the landowner can harvest again. And you can see there's some tops scattered through the draw there, because that's mainly where we cut trees in this draw. That's where all the better timber grew. And we just went through and did a thinning, just a simple thinning. That's all it was. We didn't get carried away on the size. I mean, there's a couple really good little red oaks coming on. Those are slick little trees, and being here in this draw, you know, they're going to grow into something along with these little white oaks. And there's a ton of these trees scattered through here, just a ton of them. And that's really what we pride ourselves on, is forest management, going through here and properly harvesting timber, taking what needs to be cut and leaving the rest to grow. So, I mean, there are some dandy trees left. Little red oak here, he's going to grow up to be something good one of these days. Little white oak, he's the same way. You know, these trees it won't be too far off, and a lot of these will be harvestable. These will be harvestable this will be harvestable timber again. I can't even speak today. Got some stumps there, some treetops we left, but you can kind of see what it looks like when we're done with the harvest. Oh, jump over this little ditch here. Here we've got another log road. We come up on this other side of this draw here. And there's some treetops up through here. The timber quality over here on this ridge, it wasn't real great. There wasn't a lot of trees, but again, we took what was harvestable, left the rest to grow, and hopefully that'll improve the overall health of the stand. It'll give some of these smaller trees a chance to grow and put some height on, put some inches on. We did cut some superb trees out of here. Look at this. That white oak there, he's not too far off now. That's a good white oak tree. There's a lot of good little white oaks left in here to cut. You can kind of, now on that other ridge over there, the other side of the draw, we cut several trees over there, which you can see the stump shining. Here's a problem when you don't harvest timber properly. You get some old stuff that starts to come down. That guy there, he's too far gone. That was a big red oak. It's just, and a lot of times if they're not too far gone, if they haven't been dead too long, we can still get something out of them. But that guy there, he's too far gone, and still leaving that there, that does a lot for the wildlife too, the squirrels, the birds. We got a lot of chipmunks around here, so that gives them shelter and habitat as well. Here's a big stump, big white oak we cut. Now this one, I can remember he started to cut off bad. You can kind of see here, he's starting to get a little doty in the top, double-hearted, and you can see where we cut into it there. It wasn't even any good in there when we cut into it. It needed to come down. It was way past prime. You can see those stumps shining. I always like to go back and walk through my timber harvest when I'm done, just kind of see everything. I said you can see those stumps shining all through that hillside there. And there's some good trees left down here in the draw. There's some really dandy trees. So hopefully in another 10, 12 years, we'll be able to come back and harvest this one again. We try to always go over a harvest plan with our clients to kind of get an idea of what they're looking to achieve and what we can do for them. Like this gentleman here, he lives on this property, but the back side of this he uses for recreation, and there's a lot of deer that come through here, and now he's got a place. He's going to put some food plots in. He'll probably put these log roads in clover, maybe some turnips, just to kind of keep the deer interested where he can actually use it for hunting a little better. And of course, any kind of wildlife loves these log roads after we're done. They really utilize those roads. Animals are no different than people. They're going to find the easiest way to get from point A to point B. I don't blame them. Wading through this brush gets old. We're going to see the neighbor down here, the next place down, because the property line's just kind of right out here. That's why there's no timber harvested up through there, but we're going to see him while we're here because we were told he was wanting us to speak to him about a harvest as well. And this draw just runs down to a bigger creek, probably, oh, maybe, I'd say it's a little over a quarter of a mile where it runs into the creek, so. We like to try to get all we can all in one place. If we can cut on some neighbors too, that just sweetens the pot. Here we have scarred up a tree a little bit. This little white oak, I scarred him up dragging some logs out. I try not to do that any more than possible, but sometimes you just can't help it, especially on the longer trees. They can get pretty hard to extract at times. Excuse me, almost feel under the weather this morning. And this is a good sign. I mean, that's not a healthy tree, that little white oak there. He's bleeding out pretty bad. That probably there's no value in something like that for us, but I don't know, something like that should probably be cut. But at the same time, you got to think about wildlife habitat as well and what it's going to do for your squirrels, your rabbits, your chipmunks, your deer. I mean, it's still producing acorns every year, so that's always something to think about as well. Get on up this road here. And guys, there were no roads in here before we come in. We cut all these roads in, and it's a little sloppy back here. We've had quite a bit of rain and ice, but you can see a few tops up here where we went. That's generally what one of our timber harvests looks like. I mean, depending on the terrain and what we're cutting, they'll vary a little bit, but you kind of get the general idea of what we do when we go in and harvest timber. A lot of people always ask about that. I try to explain it the best I can, but it's a lot easier when somebody sees a video and gets a visual idea. So guys, we're going to get out of here. I've actually got the skidder loaded up, and we're going to get on towards Stockton, park the truck and trailer, and tomorrow I've got to move that skidder on up to Lexington, Missouri. Sometimes I forget where I'm going day to day, but yeah, we're going to move that skidder on up to Lexington, Missouri, and that's where we'll be working next week. We've got a job of walnut to cut up there, just off the Missouri River. We're just south of the river, maybe a quarter of a mile. It'll be the first time I've ever got to work that close to the Missouri River, which there's a lot of history there at the town of Lexington as well. So guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for following our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't for all the latest videos we come out with. We try to come out with 3 or 4 a week. If you haven't subscribed to, say, Logger Wade's channel or Tim O'Brien's, be sure to check their channels out as well. You can find a link to their channels along with ours on the timbertracker.net website. You can also download that Timber Tracker app. It's free. A lot of you guys that follow Wade's channel seen we went out and shot a video with Wade here a few weeks ago, just kind of describing what the app can do. We've got a lot of neat new features getting ready to come out with it as well. So guys, check that out. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for following our page, and guys, we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much.